Are we on live? Are we on live? Yes, we are. Well, welcome to A Course of Love. It seems like the ego tried to do its usual thing of making it seem like it wasn't going to happen for a minute. It's funny how it's almost like our ego is able to know when we're really getting ready to join. And when we're getting ready to join, that's when it tends to try to create technical difficulties. So I'm trying to get it up so I can see it also to make sure everything is on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool. Okay. Well, I had everything perfectly set up, perfectly ready. And when I put it on live, guess what? Nothing happened. And that's okay. Just since we're here, and just since we have each other, and just since we've gotten this started and we're going to get it going. Welcome to A Course of Love. This is Earl Purdy, and I want to study with you. It's me and you, doing our weekly study session together. Me and you doing our weekly study session together. You and me joining in on the truth together. You and me. You and me. And according to A Course in Miracles, we are just one self. So it's just one of us here. That's the only thing that's happening right now. Just one of us here. So I want to invite you to take a moment and just take a breath. We've been busy outside in the illusion, the world. And now we're going to focus on the course of love. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about the course of love. And there's on the Course of Love website, which is www.acourseoflove.org, www.acourseoflove.org. That's when you can find out all the information about the Course of Love, and you can also order the book, as well as order it on Amazon or Barnes and Nobles. But you can also order it directly through acourseoflove.org. And it says, why A Course of Love? Why A Course of Love? Well, according to both the Course in Miracles and A Course of Love, love cannot be taught. The explanation of why a new course was needed is almost as simple as that. Love cannot be taught. This is the only reason for this continuation of the coursework provided in A Course in Miracles. While you continue to put effort into learning what cannot be learned, as you continue to see yourself as a student seeking to acquire what you do not yet, you cannot recognize the unity in which you exist. Although we cannot learn what love is, we can, with willingness and attention to our deepest feelings, we can remember what love is. The memories of your heart are the strongest and purest that exist. And their remembrance will help to still your mind and reveal the rest, the memories of your heart. These words of love do not enter your body through your eyes and take up residence in your brain. They're to be distilled into a language you can understand. So as you listen to this, as you read A Course of Love, be aware of your heart. 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 because this is where this learning enters. It enters through your heart. It's not going to enter through your analytical mind. It's not going to enter through your analytical mind. It's going to enter through your heart. It's going to enter through your heart, not your analytical mind. It's going to enter through your heart, not your analytical mind. For we bypass it now. We send it no information for it to process, no data for it to compute. The only change in thinking you are asked to make is to realize that you do not need it. In this phase, it isn't about our thinking. It's really about our heart. It's not about our thinking. It's really about our heart. So I need to remember, and you need to remember, that we need not believe the ideas, we need not accept the ideas, we need not welcome the ideas. Some of the ideas are going to be quite startling. Some of the ideas are going to be hard to believe. But if we use the ideas, we will see that the ideas work. Okay, so we're going to dive into chapter 1. We're going to be on page 18, chapter 1, in A Course of Love. If you have the book, we're going to start with page 18 and chapter 1 of A Course of Love. And we're going to start with paragraph 10. And paragraph 10 is a very powerful paragraph. Paragraph 10 starts out with, resign as your own teacher. 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 Accept your higher self, your spiritual self. Accept it as your teacher. And in the Course of Love, it talks in terms of Yeshua, or Jesus, being the teacher that is channeling this. But you can also look at it as your own higher self, your own spiritual teacher, your own inner guide, also telling you, accept me as your teacher. Accept me as your teacher. Pretend this is your higher self talking to you. It's not Earl Purdy ego saying this. It's pretend you're listening to your higher self talking to you, saying, accept that I will teach you the truth. Accept that I will teach you the truth. Find no shame in this. You cannot learn what I will teach you without me. You have tried in countless ways to learn without your higher self. And you can try still again to learn without God, without spirit, without your higher self. But you will not succeed. You can try to learn without higher power, but you will not succeed. And it's not because you're not smart enough. Your not succeeding has nothing to do with you not being smart enough. And your not succeeding will not be because you will not try hard enough. Your not being able to learn the truth by yourself is because it's impossible to learn the real truth without your higher self, without God, without spirit. It's impossible to learn anything on your own. Your determination to learn things on your own, do it on your own, without the cooperation of higher self, without higher power, it only blocks your learning. It blocks your learning. Every time you try to learn the truth on your own, without spirit, without your teacher, it only blocks your learning. So that would tell me that if I wanted to block my learning, I would just try to do it all on my own. So it's only through your union with me. Pretend this is your higher self talking to you. It's only through union with me that you learn, because it's only in union with me that you are yourself. So it's only in your union with me that you learn. All your effort is based on the disbelief of what I just told you. All the efforting that you are doing is coming from the disbelief of this truth. What truth? That you can't learn anything without God. You can't learn anything, really, of the truth without your higher self, your higher power. And your attempts to prove that this truth is not the truth. All that this effort brings you is frustration. All your seeming success from this effort all it brings you is pride to offer to your ego. This gift your ego demands is not worth the price you pay. This gift that your fear demands is not worth the price you pay. The price of this gift is everything. Now, what does that mean? Well, the teacher always has a role in the learning of the student. The teacher always has a role in the learning of the student. But this doesn't diminish the student's achievement. The fact that you have a teacher doesn't diminish your achievements. The fact that you have a teacher does not diminish your achievements. So what you must realize is that it's your desire to make yourself your own creator that has caused all your problems. It's your desire to make of yourself your own creator that has caused all of your problems. All of your problems, according to A Course of Love, all of your problems are coming from you thinking that you created yourself. All your problems are coming from the belief you have that you created yourself. You act like you created yourself. You act like you created yourself, and all of your problems come from your desire to make of yourself your own creator. It's caused all your problems. We're in the Course of Love, chapter 1, page 18. So all of my problems are coming from my believing that I created myself. All of my problems are coming from the belief that I created myself. All of my problems are coming from the belief that I created myself. Every problem that I think I have is coming from the belief that I created myself. Every problem that you think you have is coming from the belief that you created yourself. Every problem that you think you have is coming from the belief that you created yourself. Every problem that you have is coming from the belief that you created yourself. All the problems that you have are coming from your belief that you created yourself. Every single problem that you think you're going through is coming from your belief that you created yourself. Every problem that you think you're going through is coming from the belief that you have that you created yourself. This is the authority problem. So the only problem that you have is an authority problem. And an authority problem comes from believing that you created yourself. And every problem that you have comes from your belief that you created yourself. And that's the authority problem. So you and I are studying this together, me and you. We're letting God, our higher self, Spirit, Jesus, Yeshua, communicate to us. And we're listening, knowing that we don't have to believe it, we don't have to accept it, we don't have to welcome it, you and I. But we are willing to listen to another way of looking at things. So that means every problem that you think you have, every problem that I think I have, is coming from the belief that we created ourselves. I believe I created myself, and every problem that you have is coming from the belief that you created yourself, and this is the authority problem. That's the authority problem. So when we talk about the authority problem, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about you believing that you created yourself. And all of your problems are coming from the belief that you have that you created yourself. It is pervasive in the life of your physical body. It's pervasive in the life of your physical form. It's pervasive in the life of your mind. So what is it that's pervasive in the life of your physical form? What is it that's pervasive in the life of your mind? Well, what's pervasive is the belief that you created yourself and that you're on your own because you created yourself. That's the authority problem. That is the idea that's pervasive in your life. And it's the cause of every problem you think you have. Now, it's only your heart that doesn't consider this an issue of concern. It's only your heart. Now, your heart doesn't consider your authority problem to be an issue of concern. Your heart doesn't consider the problem of you thinking that you created yourself to really be a problem to be concerned with. And so this is another reason why we are going to appeal to the heart. We're going to appeal to the heart because for the heart, the belief that we're on our own and the belief that we created ourselves is not an issue of concern. So your heart, for your heart, the idea that you created yourself is not an issue of concern. For you, in your heart is not concerned with the one thing that's causing all of your problems, which is the belief you have that you created yourself, which is the authority problem, which is the only problem we have. But it's not an issue for your heart. Your heart is not concerned with that belief. So since your heart isn't confused, then the appeal is going to be to your heart. I'm making an appeal to your heart, Earl. I'm making an appeal to your heart. You, my mighty companion, that's here tonight with me. The heart doesn't care where love comes from. Do you know that your heart doesn't care who loves you? Do you know that your heart doesn't care where love comes from? Do you know your heart doesn't give a where love comes from? Your heart is only concerned that love comes. Your heart isn't concerned with who love comes from. Your heart is only concerned with love coming. I don't care where love comes from. I don't care where love comes from. I just want love to come to me. I want love, I want you to come to me. Love, come to me. Love, come to me. I don't care who you're coming through. I don't care where you're coming from. I want love to come to me. Love doesn't care where love comes from. Love just wants love to come. The heart doesn't care where love comes from. Your heart doesn't care where love comes from. Your heart just wants love to come. It just wants love to come. Did you hear me? Your heart just wants love to come. And I'm talking to you. And I'm telling you, I'm talking to you. You. It's me and you. It's me and you. All right? It's nobody else. This is me and you. Now, knowing that your heart doesn't care where love comes from, knowing that your heart only is concerned with love coming. Okay? Your heart just wants love to come to you. Your heart doesn't care where love comes from. Your heart just wants love to come from you. Your heart doesn't care where love comes from. Your heart just wants the love to come. Your heart doesn't care where love comes from. Your heart just wants love to come. So by this, I don't mean that there are not particular objects of your affection. I'm not saying there are not particular people of your affection. But this is not the kind of love that I speak of. I'm not talking about objects of your affection, people of your affection. This is not the kind of love of which we speak. The heart yearns for love that is like itself. Love yearns for love. Love wants love. Love yearns for love. So to think of achieving love on your own is ludicrous. To think that you can achieve love on your own is ludicrous. And that's why love is your greatest teacher. Love is your greatest teacher. Your greatest teacher is love. Your greatest teacher is love. Now, to yearn for love is you yearning for what is like you. Love is like you. You are love. You, you are love. Love is yearning for love. You are yearning for love. You are yearning for love. To yearn for what is like yourself is to yearn for your Creator. So when you yearn for God, when you yearn for your Creator, you're just yearning for what is just like you. You are yearning for who is just like you. You are yearning for what is just like you. Just that is like you. What is the same as you. When your perception is healed, when your perception is corrected and healed, then you are going to create like your Creator. You're going to create like your Creator, and your Creator is love, and love does not care where love comes from. The heart does not care where love comes from. The heart just wants love to come. And this is a yearning. Your yearning for love, my yearning for love, and your yearning for love exists naturally within you. It is natural to yearn for love. It is natural to yearn for love. It's natural to yearn for freedom. It's natural to yearn for love. It's natural to yearn for love. Is natural. It's natural to want love. It's natural to yearn for love. And that yearning cannot be diminished, and that yearning cannot be satiated in any way other than through love. You will never be satisfied with less than love. You will never be satisfied with less than real love. You'll never be satisfied with less than real love. You'll never be satisfied with less than real love. Love is just yearning for love. Love is yearning for itself. Okay. Let's see here. I want to give you a minute to just think about what I'm saying. There's no rush. There's no rush. Those who are seen as loveless, those who are seen as alone in the world, are those you find to be the objects of your pity. We tend to pity people who we think are alone. We tend to pity people who we think are not receiving love. We pity people that we think are loveless. You pity people that you think are alone. Yet you don't realize that this is really the state of your own ego. And it has you endlessly striving to achieve. Your ego has you endlessly striving to achieve. Your ego, your false self, your ego, your false self would have you believe that only when you need no one to achieve all you desire, only when you are satisfied with what you are and what you can do on your own, only then will your autonomy and your learning be complete. Your false self wants you to believe, your ego wants you to believe that only when you need no one at all to achieve, only when you are just completely satisfied with what you are and what you can do on your own, when you're completely satisfied with what you can do on your own, only then will your autonomy and your learning be complete. So do you know that it's telling us that the fake part of us, the part of us that isn't real, is trying to teach us that When you don't need anybody, that's when you really got your act together. When you don't need anybody, that's when you have really achieved. That's what your fake, phony, false self, the ego, is trying to teach you. When you are totally autonomous and you can do everything on your own, all by yourself, then your learning is complete. And that this is all your learning is for. The only reason why you're learning is so that you can get to the point that you can do everything on your own and that you don't need anybody for anything. The false you, the part of you that doesn't know what love is, the part of you that is afraid, the part of you that thinks it's separate, the part of you that thinks it's separate, your ego, your false self, is trying to teach you that you can do everything on your own, and when you do everything on your own by yourself, when you don't need anybody, that's when you've succeeded. So the goal of this world, the goal of this world, the goal of this world, and listen to Earl tell you about the goal of this world. Earl, listen to this. The goal of this world is for you to stand on your own. The goal of this world is for you to be totally complete within yourself only, separate from everything else. The goal of this world is that you be complete, but complete within yourself, standing on your own, separate from everything and everybody, is the goal of this world. That's what your fake self, the ego, is trying to teach you. This goal of doing everything on your own, separate and apart from everybody else, autonomous, this goal will never be reached. See, you hear me, brother? You hear me? You hear me? You hear me? That goal of doing it all by yourself on your own, that goal will never be reached. And only when you give up trying to reach the goal of doing everything on your own without your higher self, without God, without spirit, without each other, when you give up that goal, then you can begin to learn what's really valuable. Okay, so what are we being told? We're being told that you cannot learn anything of value until you give up trying to reach everything on your own. Until you stop trying to do everything on your own without Holy Spirit, without your higher self, without love, then you can't really begin to learn anything that's valuable until you stop trying to achieve things on your own, by yourself, separate from everything and everybody else, including your higher self. You won't learn anything of value until you give up trying to do it on your own. You are only complete in God. It's only in God that you are complete. You can only be complete in God. You can only be complete in love. It's only in love that you can be complete. You can only be complete in love. You can only be complete in love. You can only be complete in love. Love is where you abide endlessly. You are endlessly living in love. You are endlessly living in love. You're endlessly living in God. You are endlessly living in God. You're endlessly living in love. In love. You are endlessly living in freedom. You are endlessly living in God. You're endlessly living in love. You're endlessly living in freedom. The hell that you have created for yourself, the hell that you have created for yourself, is you striving to be that which you can never be. And what you can never be is separate, completely self-sufficient, and completely autonomous, and completely on your own. whenever you try to do things completely on your own, autonomously, it creates hell for you. Striving to be that which you can never be is the hell you have created, is what the Course of Love says. Now, lack of striving is seen as settling for less. We're taught you're settling for less. If you're not always striving for something all the time, it means you're settling for less. Now, this would be true if what you were striving for had value. Continue to strive mightily for nothing is still to have nothing. To end up with nothing is to strive for what is really nothing, and what is nothing is anything that does not last, and anything other than love is nothing. Striving, however, is something that you have to distinguish from struggle. Struggle is not striving, and striving is not struggle. They're not the same thing. You have to learn how to distinguish between striving for something and struggling for something. You have to learn the difference between struggling for something and striving for something. To strive for that which has value is what this course is about. Striving for what's really valuable is what this course is about. It's about striving, not struggling, for what's really valuable. Striving for what this course is trying to teach us has nothing to do with struggle. What we're learning has nothing to do with struggle. What we are learning has nothing to do with struggle. What we are learning has nothing to do with struggle. What you are learning with me, what you and I are learning together, A Course of Love, it has nothing to do with struggle. You think also that to leave struggle behind, that means that we think to disengage from the conflict of this world that causes this. We think to leave struggle means I'm going to disengage from the conflict of this world. I think disengaging from the conflict of this world is leaving struggle behind. I think it's disengaging from the conflicts in this world. I think that that's what leaving struggle behind means. I think leaving struggle behind means to turn my back on the real world. You think that leaving struggle behind means turning your back on the real world and all that has meaning in it. Well, actually, you're right. To a certain point, you're thinking correctly. Yet you don't really choose this option. What option? Of turning your back and disengaging yourself from the conflict of the world. You don't choose this option thinking that if you choose this option of disengaging, that you're turning your back on responsibility. You think that you're turning your back on duty if you disengage from the conflict in this world. So you think that you don't want to disengage because you count this action of being engaged in the conflict as a noble act, a noble duty. It says this desire to engage in struggle has nothing to do with what you are responsible for. The desire to engage in struggle has nothing to do with what you are responsible for. Desiring to engage in struggle is just your ego's attempt to involve you in distractions. Your desire to engage in struggle is a trick to keep you involved in distractions, to keep you from your real responsibility. So I want you to think again. I want you to think again about your attraction to struggle. Think about your attraction to struggle. Think about how attracted you are to struggling. Think about how attracted maybe a part of you is to struggling. Your attraction to struggling is actually your attraction to the game. Your attraction to the game is your attraction to struggling. Your attraction to struggling is your attraction to the game. A game that you hope to win. Your attraction to struggle is another opportunity for you to show your stamina. Your attraction in engaging in struggle is another chance for you to show how strong you are and to show your strength, your quick wits, your cunning mind. So, the reason why you are attracted to struggle is because you are attracted to the game, the separation game, the worldly game. And when you are attracted to the worldly game, which is the same as saying when you are attracted to the fear game, when you are attracted to the separation game, then you hope to win. You see it as another chance to show your stamina. Your attraction to struggle and your attraction to the game is another chance for you to show your strength. It's another chance for you to show your quick wits. It's another chance for you to show your cunning mind. It's another chance for you to prevail against the odds so stacked against you, that you can once again convince yourself that you alone have succeeded against your mighty adversaries. Your attraction to the struggle, your attraction to struggle, your attraction to the game is the only way you see to prove your power and control over a world of chaos. Your attraction to the game, which is your attraction to struggle. But the reason why you're attracted to struggle is because struggle gives you another chance to show your stamina, how strong you are, how quick-witted you are, how cunning you are, how you can prevail against the odds that are stacked against you. It's another way for you to try to show yourself that you alone have succeeded against mighty adversaries. It's the way that you show yourself that you have power and control over this world of chaos. Is I will be attracted to struggle, and then I'll overcome that struggle. I am attracted to the conflict of the world. I am attracted to struggle, and then that's my attraction to the game. And the reason why I'm attracted to this game is that it's going to give me another chance to show how much power and control I have over this world of chaos, my life of chaos that I'm in. So that means if you don't engage in the chaos, to not engage in the chaos at all is something you don't see as desirable. To not engage in the chaos and conflict of the world is something that you don't see as desirable. To get not caught up in the chaos and the conflict of the world is something that you don't seem to think of as desirable. Because if you don't allow yourself to get engaged in all the conflicts and all the things that are going on in the world that needs to be changed, to not engage in the chaos is not seen as desirable. To not engage in the chaos is actually seen as a sort of abdication. It's seen as a loss through failure to engage. I think I'm losing from my failure to engage in this chaos, in this insanity of the world. And even though you're well aware that you won't win the game, even though you're well aware that you won't win the game, even though you know you won't win the game of overcoming all the struggle and conflict in the world, even though you know you're not going to be successful in overcoming all the struggle and the conflict in the world, that you're not going to solve all the conflict and struggle in the world, even though you know that, although you are well aware of that, that you won't win the game that you're playing here, that you won't win the game of fear and conflict and ego and separation and struggle and overcome the chaos of the world. Even though you know that you will not win the game you play here, you actually see the effort to play the game. You see the effort to stay engaged in the chaos and struggle, no matter how futile, as really being what makes up your life. Your life is you are overcoming this struggle, then you overcome that struggle, then you overcome that obstacle, then you overcome that struggle, and then you overcome that conflict, and then you overcome that chaos, and then you overcome that struggle, and then you overcome that conflict, and then you overcome that struggle, and then you overcome that conflict, and that's what basically it just said, it makes up your life. Your life is overcoming one obstacle after another obstacle, striving for another thing outside yourself and for another thing outside yourself, and in overcoming this struggle and in that struggle. To not engage is not to prove your own existence. You are proving that you exist through your constant engagement in struggle and conflict. You're proving to yourself that you actually do exist by constantly being engaged in some type of conflict or some type of struggle. You are trying to convince yourself that you exist. It proves that you are alive because you have this to overcome, and you got that struggle to overcome, and you got that situation to overcome, and you got that chaos to overcome. And in overcoming those things, you're convincing yourself, number one, that you can do it on your own, and you're very powerful being on your own. And number two, you're proving to yourself that you even friggin' exist. That's what's going on according to A Course of Love. That's what you made this world for. So what have you made this world for? You have made this world to prove your separate existence. You have made this world to prove that you have a separate existence from everyone and everything else. You have made the world you see to prove your separate existence in a world apart from your Creator. What you are experiencing right now as a separate person is, this is the world that you have made to prove to yourself that you have a separate existence, separate from God. What you are living in, this world that we are living in, with all the separation that we see and experience, is to prove that you have a separate existence that's separate from love, that's separate from all that is, and that's separate from God. This world does not exist. This world doesn't exist. What world doesn't exist? The world that doesn't exist is a world that you are totally separate from everything else. There is no such thing as you actually being separate from all that is. So a world that's based on you being separate because you're trying to prove to yourself that you have a separate identity. So you're looking at a world that's full of separation. The separation doesn't really exist because we are one self. You are one self, united with your Creator, and you are unlimited in power and in peace. The you that thinks you are separate doesn't exist. You are connected to me. I am connected to you. We are connected to all that is. There is no such thing as a world where everything is really disconnected. It doesn't exist. You don't exist apart or separate from that which created you, and you don't exist separate from love. You don't exist separate and different from love. I don't exist separate and different from my Creator, and you don't exist separate and different from your Creator, and your Creator is my Creator, and my Creator is your Creator, and your Creator is my Creator, and my Creator is your Creator, and we don't exist apart from our Creator. And this is what your yearning for love is trying to tell you. It's the proof that you really don't recognize. Your yearning for love is your proof that you absolutely know that you are connected to love. And you're wondering, where in the heck has the love gone? I'm yearning for it because I know it exists. I'm yearning for love because I know that love exists. You are yearning for love because you know that it exists. You are yearning for love because you know that love exists. You are yearning for love because you know that love exists. You wouldn't be yearning for it if you didn't know it existed. You wouldn't even be yearning for it. That's right. I just gave you a big juicy kiss. And you can't stop me. So, what could cause you to yearn for love in the love world? What could cause you to keep wanting to love in what appears to be a loveless world? By what means do you continue to recognize, how do you continue to recognize that love is at the heart of all things? How can you continue to recognize that the heart of everything is love? At the heart of everything is love. How can you continue to recognize that at the heart of everything is love? At the heart of everything is love, even while love really isn't valued here. Do you know that love, real love, really isn't even valued here? A love that is inclusive, a love that is equal, a love that is inclusive, a love that is equal, that everyone shares in equally, isn't valued here. Inclusive love isn't valued here in the world of the ego. In the world of fear and separation, inclusive love isn't valued here. What is valued here is exclusive love. Separate loves is what's valued here. So here's a fine example that means and end are the same. Because love is what you are, as well as love being what you are striving for, love is also what you are. So you, therefore, do you know that you are striving for what you are? You are striving for what you are. Love is what you're striving for, and love is who you are. So love is the means and the end. That means love is the means to love. So love is the means and the goal is love. So the means to love is love. The way to joy is joy. The way to freedom is freedom. So freedom is the way to freedom. Abundance is the way to abundance. Joy is the way to joy. And love is the means to love. And peace is the way you have peace. And love is the way you have love. And being abundant is the way you have abundance. The means and the end are the same. So we're in the Course of Love, chapter 1, paragraph 17. Course of Love, chapter 1, paragraph 17. It feels so good to see you. It feels so good to be with you. I feel you. I love it. I love it. Love you. So take a breath. All the symbols, all the symbols, all the symbols of your physical life, 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 all the symbols of your physical life reflect a deeper meaning. All the symbols of your physical life, all the symbols of your physical life, all the symbols of your physical life, all the symbols of your physical life reflect a deeper meaning. All the symbols of your physical life reflect a deeper meaning, but it's a deeper meaning that is hidden from you. So your physical life is hiding a deeper meaning, a meaning that's hidden to you. Your life has a meaning that's hidden to you that you still know exists. You know that you've been feeling like your life is supposed to mean more than it looks like it means. You know that you've always felt that your life should mean more to you than it means. That's because your life does have a hidden meaning. It has a meaning that's hidden that you know exists. The union of two bodies joined in love create a child. The union of man and woman joined in marriage creates oneness. The union of the masculine and the feminine, regardless of the gender of the body, joined in marriage creates oneness. Love is the heart. Love is the heart of all things. How you feel, now check this out. How you're feeling right now, how you are feeling in this very moment, how you are feeling right now, but reflects your decision. How you're feeling right now is a reflection of your decision. You are feeling the reflection of your decision. That's what your feelings are right now. You are feeling a reflection. Your feelings are a reflection. The reflection is a reflection of the decision you have made. So you are feeling your decision. You are right now feeling your decision. How you feel but reflects your decision. What decision? How you feel reflects your decision to accept love or to reject love. How you're feeling right now is a reflection of your decision to accept love or reject love. How you're feeling about me right now is a reflection of your decision of whether or not to accept love from me or reject love from me. You're feeling a reflection of your decision to give love to me right now or reject giving love to me right now. So how you feel about me right now is a reflection of the decision that you're making to accept love right now between us or to reject love right now between us. In other words, when you reject love, you're choosing fear. Whenever you reject love, that is fear. So fear, the feeling of being afraid, is a rejection of love. So whenever you feel afraid, you are having the living embodiment. You are having the experience of rejecting love. Fear is the rejection of love, and now we're learning how to see fear as the request for love. So both cannot be chosen. You can't choose fear and love at the same time. You cannot choose fear and love at the same time. You cannot experience fear and love at the same time. You can't experience fear and love at the same time. So, every feeling that you have that you label joyous, every feeling that you have that you call compassionate, that's a feeling of love. Every joyous, compassionate feeling, that is a feeling of love. Every joyous feeling is a feeling of love. Any compassionate feeling is a feeling of love. And all the feelings that you label painful, all the feelings that you call painful, your painful feelings, your angry feelings are of fear. Anger comes from fear. Anger comes from fear. Anger comes from fear. Pain comes from fear. Pain comes from fear. Pain comes from fear. Painful feelings come from fear. Fear causes painful feelings. All painful feelings are caused by fear. All painful feelings are caused by fear. Fear is the root of painful, angry feelings. When you're angry, you are afraid. When you are angry, you are afraid. When you are angry and mad, You are feeling afraid. Fear is behind anger. Fear is behind pain. Joy is behind love. Love is behind joy. Love is behind compassion. Love is behind joy. Every feeling of joy, in whatever form you experience joy and happiness in, that's being generated by love. All your feelings of compassion, all your feelings of joy, all of your feelings of happiness, they're being generated from love. Love. This is all there is. This is the world you make. Love or fear is your reality. Your reality is either frightening to you right now, or your reality is really loving to you right now. Your relationship is really frightening to you right now, or your relationship is really loving to you right now. Your relationships are really loving to you right now, or your relationships are really frightening to you right now. Love or fear is your reality. Love or fear is your reality. And it's by your choice. Love is your choice as your reality, or fear is your choice as your reality. A choice for love creates love. A choice for love extends love. A choice for love, a decision for love, a choice for love, a decision for love creates love. A decision for love creates love. A choice for love creates love. A choice for freedom creates freedom. A choice for freedom creates freedom. The choice for freedom creates freedom, which is the same as saying the choice for love creates love. The choice for fear creates fear. I feel afraid because I'm choosing fear. I feel afraid because I'm choosing fear. I feel afraid in this situation because I'm choosing fear in this situation. I feel afraid in this situation because I'm choosing fear in this situation. I feel afraid in this situation because I'm choosing fear in this situation. You are choosing fear in this situation, and so you feel fear in that situation. You are choosing fear in that situation, and you know the situation that I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel fear in that relationship. You feel anger in that relationship. It's because you're choosing fear. Stop choosing fear. Now, what choice do you think has made the world that you are calling your home? Take a look at your world right now, and I'd like for you to ask yourself, what choice do you think you have made to create your world, the world you see yourself as being in right now? What choice do you think you've made to create the life you have right now? Look at your life as you see your life right now. Look at your life as you see your life right now. And then ask yourself, what choices must I have made to have the life that I see myself as having right now? What choices have I made to have the kind of life that I see myself as having right now? What kind of choices have I made to have the kind of relationship that I'm in right now? What have I been choosing for love, or have I been choosing for fear? What choice do you think you've made to create the world that you're calling your home? What choices are you obviously making to create the world that you are experiencing right now? Your world was created by your choice. Your choice created your world. Your choice is creating your world. Your choice created your relationship. Your choices created your relationships. Your choices created your relationships. Your choice is creating your relationship. This world was created by your choice. This world was created by your choice. This world was created by your choice. Your world was created by your choice, your decision. Your world is created by your choice. Your world is being created right now by your choices. Your choices create your world. Earl. And my mighty companion that I'm here with tonight. It's me and you. Just me and you. Just me and you. It's me and you. So, what will create a new world? What will create a new life for you? What will create a new life for me? What will create a new life for you? And what will create a new life for me? Well, what would create a new life for you and what would create a new life for me would be a new choice. A new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new life can be created by a new choice. A new relationship is made by a new choice. What are the two choices? What are the two choices? What are the two choices? The two choices are love or fear. You must realize that that is all there is. There is only love and only fear. There is only love and only fear. Love or a lack of love. There is either only love or a lack of love. There is only freedom or a lack of freedom. Love is all that is real. The only thing that is constant, everlasting, permanent, always expanding is love. Love never hurts. Fear hurts. Pain is fear. There is no fear in real love. A choice for love is the same as a choice for heaven. Heaven is love. When you say you want to go to heaven, when you say you want to go to the kingdom of heaven, you are saying you want to go to the kingdom of love. You want to go to love. You want to experience love. You want to join with love. That's heaven. Love is heaven. Heaven is love. Heaven is love. Heaven is love. Heaven is love. Love is heaven. A choice of fear is a choice. A choice of fear is hell. A choice of fear is hell. Hell. Hell is fear. Fear is hell. To be in fear is to be in hell. When you say you're going to hell, you're saying you're going to fear. Hell is fear. Being in fear all the time is the same as being in hell all the time. That's a further reflection of the idea that means and end are the same. Fear is the means for fear. Love is the means for love. They are but a further reflection of your power. Love is a reflection of your power. One of the reflections of your power is love. A reflection of your power is love. Your power is love. Your power is love. Your power is love. Love is your power. Love is my power. Love is your power. Love is my power. So let's join our power of love together. Let's love together. Let's love together. Let's together love. Let's love together right now. It doesn't require that you do anything. It doesn't require any effort on your part. It doesn't require that you do anything. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. A choice of love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. A choice for love is a choice for heaven. I choose love. I choose love. You choose love. You choose love. I love to get these thoughts in my body. And movement and music and enthusiasm, it helps me get this stuff in my body. And you and I, it's just me and you. And we just having a good time. We're hearing this stuff. We're letting ourselves love each other right now. Chapter 2, A Course of Love, Chapter 2. What love is. What love is. What love is. Well, what is love? What is love? What is love? Well, the first thing I want to tell you about love is what love is cannot be taught. Nobody can teach you what love is. Nobody can teach you what love is. What love is cannot be taught. What love is cannot be learned. What love is cannot be taught. What love is cannot be learned. What love is can't be taught. What love is can't be taught. What love is can't be learned. What love is can't be learned. You can't learn what love is. You can't be taught what love is. But love can be recognized. You can recognize love, but you can't teach what love is, and you can't learn what love is, but you can recognize love. So, for instance, if someone says that they love me unconditionally, if they love me beyond what my body does, if they are showing me that they have a totally complete respect for my freedom and my freedom of choice, I would say to myself, this person really loves me. I'm recognizing what love is in this person. You can't be taught it, you can't learn it, but you sure can recognize when somebody's loving you or not. And can you pass love by and not know that love is there? Yeah, you could have love around you all the time and not even recognize it. You do it constantly. By choosing to see fear rather than the truth. By choosing to see illusion rather than the truth, you're passing by love all the time. You can't be taught love, but you can be taught to see it. You can't be taught love, but you can be taught to see love. You can be taught how to recognize love. You can be taught to see where the love for you already is. You must learn how to see where you already are receiving love. You can't be taught what love is. You can't learn what love is. But you can be taught to see love where love already exists. So I'm going to teach you how to see love where it already exists in your life. Love already exists in your life, Earl. Earl, love already exists in your life. My mighty companion with me tonight, love already exists in your life. And so, Course of Love says, I'm going to teach you both how to see the love that's already in your life. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is that the body's eyes, the eyes of your body, the eyes of your body, the eyes of your body are not the eyes with which love can be recognized. You will not recognize love using your physical eyes. Your physical eyes are not the eyes that recognize love. Your physical eyes are not the eyes that recognize love. The vision of Christ is the vision that recognizes love. And Christ is just another name for your true loving self. Christ is your one self. Christ is your true self. So when you hear the word Christ, I'm talking about your real self. You can recognize love through your real self, but you can't recognize love through your physical eyes. Your body's eyes are not the eyes that recognize love. Your true self has the vision to recognize love. And only Christ's vision, only the vision of your true self beholds the face of God, beholds the face of your Creator. Your true self can see its Creator. Your true self can see the Creator. The self that only identifies with the physical body, the part of you that just identifies with your human identity only, the part of you that identifies with only being a human being, that part of you does not recognize love. It can't recognize love. Your true self can recognize love. So while you look for God with the physical form, you won't recognize God while you keep looking for God with the physical form. Everything real is of God. Everything that's real comes from love. Nothing unreal can really exist. If it's really love, it exists. Anything that's not reflecting love ends. Anything that's not reflecting love ends. Anything that is not love in your life ends. What's real love can never end, ever. Each person passing from this life to the next life, they actually learn no great secret. Like, when you make your transition from this life into the next life, you're not going to really learn any great secret. You're going to simply realize after you so-called die, you're going to simply realize that love is the only thing there is. And you're going to realize that nothing unreal exists. Like when you pass from this life, you're going to realize that the only thing that's really real is love. And you're going to think for yourself. If you were going to die tomorrow, what would be meaningful to you right now, today? If you knew you were going to die tomorrow, what would be meaningful to you right now? What would mean the most to you right now? Who would mean the most to you right now? What would mean the most to you right now if you were going to die tomorrow? What would be the most meaningful thing to you right now? Only love. Love would be the only thing that would be meaningful. Love is the key to salvation. Love is the key to peace. But love that's a love that's unlike the kind of love that we know anything about. I'm not talking about our ideas of love. I'm not talking about our ideas of love based on separation and exclusivity and fear. I'm not talking about our definition of love. It says love cannot be taught. Love cannot be learned. But you can sure recognize love. And so I'm going to complete with this idea. If you were going to die tomorrow, What would you today find meaningful? Only love. Only love. All right, so mighty companion, I'm going to review some of the main points of what we have talked about, what you and I have been studying together, what we've been hearing tonight. And I also would like to tell you how much I appreciate you studying with me and working with me. And those of you who would, because I love being a full-time teacher. I love teaching. I love it so very much. And I'm a full-time teacher. That simply means exactly what it sounds like. By my own choice, this is what I do in the world all the time. And I'm sustained by the love of God, and I'm sustained by the love of my brothers and sisters and God. It's all the same thing. So I'd like to thank you for any financial expressions of appreciation that you share with me. And you can go to my website, www.earlpurdy.com. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, there are those of you out there that know I can feel it and you can feel it. It's time for the two of us to have a personal session with each other so that I can bring these 35 years of working with this kind of material into whatever the situation that you're in, because you can't do it alone, and help you see it another way and allow yourself to choose for joy and happiness. And I call those my clarity sessions. And I also do mentoring, where I work with you in understanding this in your own study. And those are called mentoring sessions. Go to www.earlpurdy.com, and it explains what services I offer and what I have to share. And if I can be of benefit to myself as you, then that's what I'm here for. You are just as much my healer as I would be a means for your healing. I love doing these study sessions with you and I right now. And spread the word. Share with other people. On Facebook, like this or comment on it or share it. The more you do that, the more mighty companions can join us and increase the love that we receive. We are mighty companions, you and I. And we have to join with each other and reach out. Those of you that have been commenting and communicating with each other throughout this study session, that is fantastic. That I can feel your presence. I see your presence. I can see you and how you are responding. And I love that. I know it's coming from love because it brings such joy. Sometimes it's hard to believe how blessed I am to have you in my life. You are just freaking beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I can feel the love pouring from you and through you. You are lovable. You are loved. You are loving. So just keep that in mind. That's who you are. So let's review and see if we can remember what we've heard. Resign as your own teacher. 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 Let your higher self teach you. Let your inner guide teach you. Let God teach you. Let the God of your heart and soul teach you. You have a teacher, Earl. And you have a teacher, mighty companion. Whenever you want to do things on your own, you will never succeed. You will never succeed trying to do anything on your own without me. You will never succeed in doing anything on your own without God, without your higher self, without everyone else. You'll never succeed. You won't learn anything of value until you let go of the idea that you've got to do it on your own. How you're feeling reflects your decision. How you're feeling is a reflection of your decision, a reflection of your decision to either accept love or to reject it. Every second you are choosing to accept love or reject love, accept love, reject love, accept love, reject love, all day long. I'm accepting love, I'm rejecting love. I'm accepting love, I'm rejecting love. I'm accepting love, I'm rejecting love. I'm accepting love, I'm rejecting love, all day long. I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling that way. I'm accepting love, I'm rejecting love. But you can't choose both of them at the same time. And every feeling that you have that is joyous, every feeling that you have that feels really good and happy, woo! Every feeling that you have that's joyous is of love. And every feeling that you have of pain, every feeling that you have of anger, depression, sickness, fear, it's fear or love. It's fear of love. Love or fear is your reality. Love or fear is your reality by your choice. Your world was created by your choice. My world was created by my choice. My world was created by my choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. A new world can be created by a new choice. Your new world can be created by your new choice. Your new world will be created by your new choice. Your new world will be created by your new choice. My world will be created by a new choice. My new world will be created by a new choice. My new world will be created by a new choice. My new world will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. Listen to Earl will be created by a new choice. A new Earl will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. My new Earl will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. My new Earl will be created by a new choice. Your new world will be created by a new choice. Well, mighty companions, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being with me.